docket of stuff to talk about: Zelda, Avengers, Spider-Man, John Wick. I'm here with Stefan
What's up, nerds?
and my boy Adam.
What's going on? I'm back.
And today I want to pose a question. I thought this was interesting. I saw this today. Why do so many black superheroes tend to have the power of lightning
I know about Static Shock and Black Lightning.
and storm?
Storm, yeah, I guess.
Yeah, what's with
Powers are
lightning?
storms, though. It's not necessarily
Well,
lightning.
she
She can
uses
conjure
lightning and
lightning.
wind.
She does. And then she
That's
had
really
that.
all she does. She controls. She does storm, but like that's all she does is wind and lightning.
I mean, she can also throw a tornado at someone.
Yeah, but
It's a pretty badass
like
superpower.
electricity is like her main thing. I
She
mean,
did.
you know.
Yeah. Yeah, well, and clearly puns are not hers.
You know what happens to a toad?
That was like the worst line in any movie ever made.
You're sitting there going, "Oh, here it comes."
Same thing as everything else. God, what a stupid.
What's the
Did it
line?
happen?
So, in the first X-Men movie with Halle Berry as Storm, she's fighting Toad, and he's like hanging like the roof by like his toad tongue or whatever, and she's like, you know what happens to a toad when it's struck by lightning? Same thing as everything else, and then she
Mhm,
strikes him with lightning. That was the entire line. It
mhm.
was fucking
That's so
terrible.
dumb.
It was so bad. It's made fun of a lot.
I mean, as it should be. That's a horrible line. Like that, they could have gone so many different ways with that.
Yeah, it was bad, real bad. No, Ryan George made a big joke about that in his pitch meeting that he did. That was a good one.
Speaking of which, everybody so far confirmed for Avengers Doomsday, which is a lot of Fox X Men.
Hmm.
Lewis Pullman as Sentry. So, Sentry is an interesting one. I didn't even know
Well,
that.
so Sentry is
Lewis,
going to be in Thunderbolts, isn't he?
I he's not going to be a Thunderbolt. Um,
No, but he's going to be in it.
is he? I didn't know that. You don't know Sentry. He was like supposed to be like an answer to Superman, but he ended up being a clunker to a
Yeah,
lot of people. He's like got the power of 1,000 suns or something like that, if I can remember right. Uh, Danny Ramirez as Joaquin Torres, Joseph Quinn as Johnny Storm,
hell yeah.
David Harbour as Red Guardian, Winston Duke as M'Baku, Hannah John Kamen, Kamen as Ghost, Tom Hiddleston as Loki. Oh, I started watching the second season of Loki and stopped. It must suck. Patrick Stewart as Xavier,
Yep.
Ian McKellen as Magneto. Man, those guys must be so old,
Dude, Ian McKellen has got to be pushing 90 right now.
right? Alan Cumming as my boy, the greatest superhero of all time, Nightcrawler. I might watch
Hmm.
Traders one day. Okay, I don't want to hear it.
It's good.
Rebecca
Let's do it.
Rebecca Romijn as one of the greatest,
Oh,
Mystique.
Yep.
I
Um,
love her.
oh, Mystique is one of the best supervillains ever. James Marsden, who loves to hang out with tiny CGI creatures as
Yeah.
Cyclops, so we're hoping he gets a little cameo with Rocket Raccoon. Uh, and Channing Tatum, surprise of the year, was it last year, as
Yeah.
Gambit. And
Yep.
then, of course, the new Fantastic Four. And I'm pretty excited about this because a lot of these guys weren't in the Deadpool Wolverine. And I also seen some rumors about Doctor Doom and what Tony Stark's role will be.
Hmm.
So it will be Tony Stark, but it'll be an alternate universe, and it'll be kind of what's his name in the Watchmen, kind of like Doctor Oz or Osmond, where it's like
Oh, Ozymandias, yeah.
Ozymandias, yeah, where he's just like he's it's his way of saving like both universes,
Yeah.
but he's actually doing bad. You see what I'm
Yeah, I
saying?
get I get it.
You see
So
what I'm
he's
saying?
You're
And
right. So he's trying to be like the smartest man alive, and the only way that he sees to save the planet is to do these horrible things.
exactly,
I got it. That makes
exactly.
sense.
And so also Fantastic Four and Avengers and X-Men and all these cross universes are trying to stop him, and Silver Surf, female Silver Surfer, whatever's involved, and Galactus, and all
Yeah.
the all the stuff.
Okay.
So I'm pretty. I don't know how accurate it is, but I kind of like that
Mhm.
because it is you are bringing in Tony Stark and an alternate Tony Stark that is like, okay, we have this Tony Stark that actually saved the world, sacrificed himself, and we have this Tony Stark with an ulterior motive who thinks they're doing good. Um, and so I do kind of like that idea.
But are they going to pull like a Mandarin where we think this is the real Doctor Doom, but then Victor Von Doom actually comes out and is the real Doom? They going to pull a swapperoo on us?
I'll flip a table, and the difficult part about that is Iron Man 3 is actually a good movie until they get to that part.
Yeah. And then they bring
Okay.
Ben Kingsley back later.
So I have some
Ben
questions.
Kingsley actually is a good character. Like everything about that
Yes.
movie is
Trevor.
great except for that little part. Sorry, Steph.
No, it's fine. I'm gonna chime in here and probably piss you guys off, because I have so many questions.
We don't have time to talk about every character.
So, so yeah, pretty much. So X-Men is in the Avengers world,
No.
the universe.
Well-
X-Men's the old Fox X. Well, they are in the comics,
Yes.
Okay.
but these X-Men, they're bringing in the old Fox X-Men because Marvel is owned by Disney, and Disney just bought Fox a couple years ago.
Okay. Okay. So let me get all my thoughts.
So
together.
now it's like that Fox universe is a different universe than
Okay.
that Marvel universe. But
So
now
it-
Fantastic Four is being made in another universe. So it's
Oh,
like three
God.
different universes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this is so confusing.
Is it?
So
I don't
yes,
know, maybe supposedly.
it is for me because I don't read comic books. So I'm like trying to piece it all together.
Well,
Okay.
this is the
so-
movie. So that has nothing to do with the comic.
Oh,
Yeah.
All right. Well, okay. So if they're bringing all this in, but Tony Stark isn't dead,
It's
right?
a different universe, Tony Stark.
Yeah. Tony Stark is dead.
The
Okay.
Marvel universe, Tony Stark is dead.
Okay.
So the Fantastic Four is going to be like a different universe, a parallel universe
Mm-hmm.
where he's alive,
Mm-hmm.
but he's Doctor Doom.
Mm-hmm. Right. Okay. So how many universes would you say there are?
Well, considering the Marvel one, like the one that we know that had Iron Man and Captain America, that's Earth 616. So there's at least 616 multiverses.
Oh,
Well,
so
watch
they can just keep
Doctor
raking in the
Strange
money
and
on
the
this.
Multiverse of Madness.
Yeah. There's a
That'll
lot.
explain a lot.
I mean, it goes
And
off
then you
of
see
the
John Krasinski as Mr. Fantastic.
yeah. It goes off of the theory that like for every decision we make, an alternate universe is created. So there's an infinite number of universes in reality. But they only focus on a handful. Like there's an entire Marvel Zombies universe where zombies take over.
Oh, good lord.
Yeah, and they're superhero zombies, and Ash Williams fights them from the Evil Dead.
Well, there's a universe where you're Superman.
Yeah, correct.
Like in the theory is every existence, everything that can, anything can ever exist, anything happens,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
every universe has its own rules.
Okay. So like if I were to be put into a universe, what superhero do you or supervillain, I'd probably be a better supervillain. Which one do you guys think I would be?
If you were to be put in the universe, Poison Ivy. First thing that comes to my head.
Okay. That's an interesting one.
Or
Squirrel Girl.
What? Is that a real thing?
It's a real thing.
I
She
hate
took down
squirrels.
she took down
Squirrel Girl's
Thanos.
Way too cute.
Oh.
She did take down Thanos by herself.
No, she took down Doctor Doom's bot by herself.
Did she beat Thanos?
No, she took down a Doombot.
I don't know about that. We'll have to. We'll come back to that.
I will bet you $100. she, no, her because she communicates with squirrels,
Yeah, I know.
and one of Doom's bots, they ate his bot's wiring.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure. Anyways, point is that there's a
But-
lot of different universes.
You mean who would you be in the Marvel universe?
Yeah. Yeah, like which one do you think that I would be?
Oh,
This is a great question.
okay.
You might have to
That is a
think
good
about it.
question.
See,
No,
I
I'll
can
have to think
be
about that.
Yeah, I don't know. I couldn't tell you. Point is, there's a lot of universes out there.
Yeah, I got it.
Well,
Okay, so
And the Fox one has Deadpool, and now they have their new Wolverine, um, along with all the other X-Men characters. So I would be very surprised if Deadpool does not show up in this movie as well. Deadpool and Wolverine, see as how there's other X-Men from that universe showing up.
I got it. Agatha Harkness.
yes,
fair.
I will take it. Fuck yeah, that's an awesome one.
Yeah, I think Disney knows that they need a win.
Yeah,
And they're going to rely on. I think they're relying too much on Fox. I can
They are.
understand that. They're banking because they had a trailer for Ironheart come out, and that's getting a lot of flack. But they're gonna go through with that.
I didn't even know the trailer actually came out.
Yeah, a little like teaser came out,
Oh,
and I don't care. But like, here's the thing: when you I see it on X. I go and scroll through X, and I don't really respond much. But like, so basically, I don't know why, Adam. You got this look on your face, like you're like frightened or I don't know, like it's weird. So like, so
I'm a little tired. My
so
eyes are glazing over a little bit, but I'm
Iron
listening.
Man is like a token Iron Man, kind of like War Machine.
Yeah,
But it's a African American female, and so you got these right leaning people saying, "Oh, they gotta turn everything black, female," and then you got the left people saying, "Oh, well, it's because of the comic books, you know," and it's like, well, actually, they made it recently so that they can make it a movie, and so you can make the argument that's in the comic book, but it's not very recent. So you're kind of shoehorning it. But at the same time, I don't really give a shit.
Yeah.
And I don't give a shit anymore. And so I think what I'm feeling like Disney is doing is they're trying to appease both sides. They're trying to appease the crowd that some people might call woke, and they're trying to appease the people that just want to go watch a movie. So I think they're trying to please everybody at this point.
Yeah. Well, and I think one of the struggles that they're really having is that they're not creating good storylines that are really drawing people in. I think and this is where I think DC is going to overtake them with James Gunn's leadership, is because he is dedicated to the story. He will only do things if it makes sense for the story. Whereas I feel like Disney looks at Marvel movies like, how can we make more money off of this? Like, how can we put a product placement in there? Like, I feel like this is more, and I mean, listen, making a movie is a business, we know that. But I think the way that Disney's thinking about it is more like merchandising opportunities than like, let's put a good story together. Let's put some like real heart behind it. I mean, how long has it been since we saw one with that in there?
Yeah, and that's why I'm
Years.
kind of curious. Like, okay, we're trying to shoehorn Fox X-Men in there, which okay, we got the multiverse thing going on, but also it's like multiverse is a cheat code.
Yeah.
And I think it can be fun, but in the end, I kind of want to see the Marvel universe do its own thing.
Yeah.
You know, will it be a different thing? Will everything be a fallout and be a reboot of the Marvel universe?
Right.
That's kind of what I want to see. Kind of a new thing.
You know, I would love to see down the line if they were able to make Marvel strong again. I would love to see the two sides. I would love to see Marvel and DC do a movie together. Except that all their characters are leaving the MCU now, so not even gonna be worth it.
Well, what I think's going to happen is Invincible, which is getting bigger now and getting better, is going to put them both to shame. Um, and also, one more thing I want to point out: Spider-Man: Brand New Day is starting to film this summer, and
Hmm.
Chameleon is supposed to be in it.
Nice.
So we'll see how that goes. I'd like to see a more grown-up Peter Parker,
Yeah.
but you know, I think there was a lot of complaint of, oh, we got to see high school Peter Parker again. You know, but at the same time, it's like, okay, this is the Marvel universe. Let's not start all over again, or let's not like keep starting over. Let's like watch Spider-Man grow.
Yeah. Well, and Tom Holland's goddamn 30 years old almost.
Yeah, let's see him grow. Let's see him go through the pain. Let's see him get unmasked. Let's see everybody forget. You know what I mean? Let's see MJ forget who he is, and then have to live a life with her not knowing who he is. You know,
Mhm.
uh, let's see some real comic book storylines play out.
Yeah. Well, and some of the ones that they have done so far have been fairly on the mark. I mean, the idea of Peter unmasking himself, so that was from Civil War, right? So he
Yeah,
actually does that. He unmasks himself and he goes to Mephisto. Mephisto says, "Hey, I'll cut you a deal." So the change was really that he goes to Doctor Strange instead of going to Mephisto in the movie, anyways. So he goes to, and has the entire world's memory of him taking his mask off erased. Plus, when he took his mask off, it was more willing in the Civil War. Um, the one in the movies was him being tricked by Jake Gyllenhaal. Um, so you have that, and then Aunt May dies. Or I'm sorry, it was like he unmasks himself, then Kingpin kills Aunt May, and that's when he goes to Mephisto and he tells everybody to forget about things, and they bring May back. And but the deal is him, and MJ have to break up. Like they can't have any memory of having a relationship together.
right.
So I mean, kind of a little bit following the storyline, just in the way that they could with Marvel at the time. So I mean, I'll kind of forgive him for that because Mephisto hasn't been introduced. I don't know if he ever will. I feel like they kind of have to at some point, but they haven't like introduced him yet, so they couldn't really use that storyline. And I see why they used the magic guy to go ahead and do that. And I like that movie. I thought it was good, especially bringing back Tobey Maguire.
Mephisto was introduced in Agatha all along.
Oh, was he?
His
I didn't
existence
watch it.
was acknowledged in Agatha all along.
I didn't see it.
Yeah, so he does exist in the MCU.
Okay, cool.
It's not he's not like there, but he was kind of confirmed
I
to be
gotcha.
there.
I gotcha. Yeah, but yeah, I am excited to see where DC ends up going with a lot of their properties. I mean, you know me, I'm a huge Superman nerd, like live or die Superman, and I've
You
heard
are.
I love it, man. He's the best. He's the best, and I haven't really disliked too many Superman movies. I mean, Superman 4 Quest for Peace was pretty bad. Um, Superman Returns was not great, but I really like the Zack Snyder stuff. I'm excited to see what James Gunn does with the character because from what I've read from early screenings, he does the character justice, which is amazing. I heard Crypto is a scene stealer.
Well, I just want to see the return of Nuclear Man.
I do not want to
He's
see
the
that ever.
greatest
Stop that.
superhero or supervillain of all time,
Oh my god.
and he was a
It was the
foil
worst.
for Superman,
It was the worst.
and he had long nails.
He was. Oh my God! What was that? What was that fever dream of a movie we got?
I don't know. I remember. See, that's one of those movies, along with Super Mario Brothers,
Yeah.
where you're a child watching it and you know it's bad while you're watching it, and you're like, how do you, as a child, know that you're watching something bad while you're watching it?
Right. Like Superman 3 was tolerable because it had Richard Pryor.
Hmm.
Uh, but like Superman 4, just like where did that come from? Like the nuclear man was only able to be functional while he was in sunlight of some sort. And like if he wasn't, then he would just shut down.
Right.
And like I don't know, like what the hell was that movie?
Hmm.
They stole a piece of Superman's hair and launched it into the sun and it created Nuclear Man. There's no science behind that.
And his nails remind me of Meg and Family Guy. Where
Yeah.
her nails
She
just-
she's like the superhero. Like, oh, is that bleeding? No, no, but ow.
Oh my god. Yeah.
Uh,
No, I do enjoy Superman because I do the thing they do right with Superman is they do make him look like he's going to lose.
yeah.
And he is like this invulnerable creature that you feel like is going to lose.
Hmm.
And so that's why I always feel that,
Yeah.
you know. And so uh and I only really acknowledge maybe the first two Superman
Yeah.
as far as the old
Old
ones go.
ones. Hmm.
But
Yeah.
every
I mean,
Superman Returns. Oh well, I guess Superman Returns actually is a continuation.
it is.
Um, Brandon Roth was a great Superman. Um,
Mhm. Not a great script.
huh?
Not a
Oh,
great
not a great
script or
script.
storyline.
No, I know. I loved it. I thought, okay, Kevin Spacey for all his pedophilia. I thought he was a great Lex Luthor.
He,
I
I thought he was good. Yeah, I
I
thought he was
thought
good.
like that was a comic book, uh, over the top Lex Luthor that you kind of wanted to see. Like,
Hmm.
if I was gonna make an over the top comic book villain, that was great. Um,
Yeah, I liked Kevin Spacey in it. So my problem with it was like you kind of go to see a Superman movie to watch him punch things, and he doesn't
mhm.
really punch anything.
Yeah. Well, you saw his son like throw shit.
He threw a piano at a guy. Yeah.
Yeah. And what was the comedian where he's like, he's watching this movie and like a bullet hit his eye, and the dude in front of him in the theater is like, "Yeah, right." And he's like, "Well, that's the thing that you thought was unbelievable."
What was the one of the other great things about that one with Brandon Routh, and I know, well, I know for a fact Steph didn't see this. You probably didn't see this either. When they did the Crisis on Infinite Earths in the Arrowverse, Brandon Routh got
Yeah.
his happy ending. Oh, sorry, that the
Oh
Christopher
yeah.
Reeve Superman got his happy ending. So it because he was the Kingdom Come Superman is how it ended up being, and like Lois is dead and he comes to like save the universe and everything, but you got to see Brandon Routh as Superman again, which was really cool. So that made me happy that we got to see his ending.
Hmm.
Yeah, I didn't see that.
No, it was a good
Why
event.
not?
It was like a 4 night
Steph is
event. It was
so
great.
bored.
Huh?
Steph is so bored.
Oh, no, I'm totally enjoying this.
She's learning a lot here from us.
I'm actually not. I'm really good at pretending though.
Well, we'll move away from the comic book stuff. Steph, tell us about your life. What's going on? What have you watched? What have you seen? What have you heard?
What's happening with
Well,
Brangelina?
that I don't know.
Are they still
I
together?
no, they've
Oh,
been
okay.
gone for a while.
Oh.
Um, I am still on Yellow Jackets. I'm all caught up. I think we're in season 3 or 4, maybe. I don't know.
They
You
just
guys
turned
don't.
off the podcast.
Yeah.
I'm just joking.
Rude.
I'm just joking. Go on.
Rude.
Yeah.
So that one I know I've talked about previously. It's getting real crazy and a little bit unbelievable. You know how when shows just kind of like go off the rails and you lose them for a little bit and you're like, this is just absurd.
That's kind of like what happened with Smallville in season 5. I'm just kidding. Go ahead, keep going.
Uh-huh. Anybody else want to be a host on here? I'm just saying. I'll send you
Oh,
my
yeah, Superman.
headphones.
Oh yes.
Fuck you guys.
No, we hear you. Yellow Jackets.
Yeah, so we're kind of at that point right now, but hopefully they tie it back together. Um, what did I watch? Oh, Adam, you missed it last week. I was telling Rick I watched that National Lampoon's. It wasn't a documentary. What was it? What did you call it, Rick? I forget. I don't know, but it's about the National Lampoon's
Movie?
creators. Well, yeah, it was a movie. Um,
Oh,
so it's actually I thought it was new.
2018
what
movie
channel
on
is that on?
Netflix.
I think we found it on like Netflix or something like that. But yeah, it was from 2018, but it was really fascinating to watch. And a lot of SNL characters were pretending to be the Chevy Chases and like all of those people that were in like Caddyshack and Animal House,
Yeah.
and everything. So that was interesting. And then, of course, I'm still watching Traders. I am in the middle of season 3 right now. So that's been consuming my time
Yeah,
a lot.
it's a good one. It's a good one.
Uh,
Where I think the only season I didn't watch was the first one. We watched the second and third season together, but it's an interesting show. I like it. Alan Cummings is great in it.
yeah. Yeah,
He
he
is
makes
so
the
funny.
show.
He does,
Yeah.
and he's just like, and I had to look it up because I don't know for whatever reason I didn't know he was like bisexual and all that,
Hmm.
but like when I just saw how flamboyant his
Mark
character was, I was like, I have to look this up now. So I was like, I don't know if he's just putting on a bit or what, but yeah, no, he's uh, apparently very bisexual. But he's
No.
awesome. He's great.
I love him so much and he's just so over the top. Like without him, I don't think that show would be as
You get
great.
siblings.
No, it wouldn't.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
then I like most of the characters are from Bravo
Hmm.
and I really dislike most of them.
The Housewives.
The Housewives don't really bother me as much in the
Oh,
third episode, or in the third season. It's
they weren't as
like,
bad in the third season. The second season, they were pretty bad.
yeah, I will say though the ending on the second season was really good.
It
Um,
was. I like the ending.
yeah, and Phaedra, man, she's a beast.
She
She was just
was.
playing that whole thing and like the way she could lie, I was like, yeah, you get a lawyer in there. But what's exciting for me is because I used to be such a Big Brother fan to see some of the greatest Big Brother players ever on there. I get really excited, and then they kind of fucking suck.
Yeah.
Like
Was
Dan,
was Boston Rob? Was he a
he's
um
Survivor,
he was Survivor? Okay.
and don't
God, he
spoil
pissed.
anything. Don't
He.
spoil anything because he's
I was
still in
just
the
saying
game.
he annoyed me in that season. He annoyed me.
In
But
Traders,
yes, but I liked him. I liked him in the post show thing that they do, like the
hmm
reunion. I liked him
hmm
in that. And I was like, okay, so he wasn't as much of a douchebag as he played.
No, I think like, from what I've seen so far, he's doing the right things and he's playing it up. I mean, he's only been in the house for like 1 or 2 rounds right now.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah. Well, you'll
but
see more.
yeah, so far, I really enjoy him, and I don't watch Survivor, so I don't really know anything. Carolyn, I don't know
Oh
what
my.
kind of drugs she's on, but
She has got to be high off her ass the whole time.
yeah. Steve and I watch it, and we're like, what is it wrong with her? The way
She's
she
off her
talks,
rocker.
yeah, and like she just looks confused the entire time,
Yeah.
and
Well,
I'm
so
like,
what always bothered me with the housewives on there is that they like won't turn against each other. They're like I can't vote for her, she's another housewife. She's I was like, dude, you're in a game. Like anybody is the traitor right now. Like
yeah,
you vote for what you think is right.
yeah. Chriselle in there. She annoys me, but
Yeah.
she's gotten annoying in Selling Sunset too. So I'm not surprised the way that she talks. And they get very emotional in this game and start crying, and I don't understand it. And they're like, "I'm so sorry. I hope we can be friends." It's like it's a fucking game. And I will say, Bob the drag queen
I like
was the
Bob.
most. He was the most stand up at the end. He goes, it's a fucking game. It is what it is. He's like, they're playing it the way that they're supposed to play. He's like, there's no hard feelings. And I was like, that was classy. Because a lot of these people are going off and they're like, fuck this person. I can't believe this. And they hold grudges. It's like their job is to do what they're doing.
Yeah. No, Bob the drag queen was great. I liked him. He was a good character.
Yeah, fan
I say
favorite.
character. He was a good.
I know, because we think of them like characters, but they're
Yeah.
humans.
But that's what I never got either. Is like they just have these like breakdowns, and knowing what I know about like reality shows, a
Hmm.
lot of them are probably inebriated. They're probably tired. They're probably like,
Yeah,
I mean, the producers have to create the drama, so they're doing these things to them off screen
right.
to make things worse. Like like the housewives have said that before. Is like they just keep them drunk like the whole time they're on camera, so that they start shit with each
Yeah.
other.
I've had friends on The Bachelor and they've said the same thing. They're like, they give you like 2 hours of sleep and then they just feed you alcohol nonstop. And that's why you're so tired because like what looks like 1 week is done in 24 hours and they're just feeding you
Yeah,
booze. They're not letting you sleep. They're creating chaos. Like they'll bring you in the back and be like, oh, you should do this or you should say this. Like it's all scripted and made for them to fail and look stupid.
yeah. I don't know. Like I have such a hard time with reality shows because of that. There was one I was watching. I don't remember which Housewives show it was. There was an episode, and like I was sitting there scrolling on my phone while Sarah was watching. Like I'm scrolling on my phone. All of a sudden, the SWAT team rolls up on the group, and I was just like, "Hold on, I'm listening now." And like, because one of them got up and was like, "Oh, my husband's, I gotta go," and she gets out of there, and all of a sudden the SWAT team rolls up, and you're just like, "Whoa, hold on, what's happening here?" Apparently, like this woman and her husband were scamming elderly people out of like a bunch of money. Like, and it was
Oh,
this huge like scam. Like, cops like showed up at their door and was like taking them out and like zip ties and stuff. Like, I was like, "Holy shit!" I'm like, "Okay." I was like, "This show might be all right." I was like, "I like this
yeah.
part."
Yeah, there are some crazy things that happen in there, but like I've never watched any. I watched the OC for a while and then I watched Beverly Hills, but I never saw any of the others just 'cause like I kind of
No,
just got over it.
too much.
It was a lot and they kept making them and making them, making them. I'm like I can't keep up with all these characters. But with reality TV, I think I might start watching it again this year. It will be on within the next couple of months, I think, is I'm gonna restart Big Brother. Because that one, as far as I know, it's not scripted. Like, because they're all stuck in a house. They have no access to the outside world, no cell phones, no anything.
Hmm.
They can't really talk to the producers unless it's something that, like, is life threatening or something happens. Like I think one when 9/11 happened, they were in the house and they had no idea. So they're going about their business and the producers came in and had to sit them down and show them what had
Hmm.
happened and gave them the opportunity to finish or not. But it's like that's not scripted because they literally have no interaction.
Yeah.
So I do like that one. And they don't drink on there either, really. They'll get like two, like their rewards will be like 2 bottles of beers.
I like Below Deck. I like Below Deck with Captain Lee. Since
I
Captain
never
Lee left,
watched Below Deck.
I liked it. If you watch, you got to watch the ones with Captain Lee. I just because I love Captain Lee, he's the best. Since he
Hmm.
left the show, I've been less interested to ever watch it. But like he was awesome. He just put his foot up people's asses, like on the boat for being stupid, and I loved every second of it.
So I want to watch it strictly because I love Kate
Oh,
from
Kate's the best.
Traders. And I never watched it, but I think I had somebody last year. They were like, man, you remind me so much of Kate from Below Deck. And I was like, I don't know what that means, but okay. And now I'm watching it. I'm like, you just called me a bitch in a really nice way. But I will take it because I love her.
She is a bitch. She is a bitch, but she is awesome. Like
Yeah,
she's like, I'd be like, I would be friends with you. You're that
she's
kind of
just
bitch.
very straightforward.
Yeah.
And she's like, I don't like you. The entire time in season 1 of Traitors, she's like, I don't want to be here. Please fucking murder me. Murder me. And nobody would. And she goes, I don't know why I'm here. And then she came back and they're like, why are you here? She's like, I don't actually know,
Yeah.
but I'm here.
she's, she's funny. I like her.
Yeah, I hope she has a return again in future seasons. But now Rick is the silent one and spaced out. So we can talk about something all three of us can engage in.
Karate Kid.
Nope, I'm out.
Yeah. Well, yeah, we can talk about Karate Kid.
Yeah.
Yeah, you sent me the
new
newer,
trailer.
trailer today, and
Yep.
I love it. It had Ralph Macchio and Jackie Chan. What was it? The kid. What did he come from? Japan, and
China.
Did he come from China? He had a kung fu base, and for whatever reason, I didn't really catch the reason. He wanted Ralph Macchio to come to teach him karate, and he was getting bullied, and they're kind of fighting over how to train him and stuff like that. But they both have that connection to Mr. Miyagi, and it looks like a fun movie. I am having a Woody over it.
I know. I was really excited when I saw that, and so it looks like Jackie Chan, like it's his student initially, and then he comes in and tells Daniel LaRusso, I want him to learn Miyagi-Do karate. So he's getting so he has the base in kung fu, and he's going to learn Miyagi-Do karate. So that'll be really cool, and takes place in New York, so we got that much at least.
Yeah, because LaRusso's in L.A.
L.A. Yep.
I'm wondering if his family's gonna show up in it.
Yeah.
I met Mary Mauser the other week.
Saw the picture.
She
Yeah.
was a sweetheart, but I think I freaked her out a little bit by talking too much.
You do that to people. It's okay.
Well, I was excited, but then I started talking about Bruce Lee. What happened was we were taking her and Brandon Lee. Brandon Lee was on the green team when he watched the last season.
Yep.
He was the Asian kid on the green team that was kind of a bad guy, and he was a sweet kid too. So I took a picture with her and him, and we did the fight pose. But when I took the picture, I trained Jeet Kune Do, Bruce Lee's martial art. So, see, this is where you're looking at me really weird. I don't know if you're meaning to do this, but you have your eyes like wide open, and it's like a nightmare.
Really?
Like I'm pretty sure I had nightmares about people with their eyes wide open, like they're dead inside, but their eyes are like this, and they're looking at you like this.
My bad. I'm tired, so that's my default.
No.
With my eyes wide.
No, it just, but no. So I went to take the picture, and I could tell they're used to bringing their hands down because of the film, but I brought my hands up because I'm so used to training, and the photographer's like, "Bring your hands down," and I was like, "Oh shit," because I'm covering my face, covering my head, and when I went to tell her about it, because she remembered me because I went to get her autograph. But I talked too much about it. I was like, well, Bruce Lee did this, and he did this, and and I did this. And I could tell she was just like, I don't give a shit. I'm just an actor.
She's like, dude, shut the fuck up. Let's take a picture.
Yeah. and so, yeah, that's basically it. And I did that, too, to, what's his name? The guy that played Elliot in E.T. I was, talking too much with him. But I feel like it's stop being an asshole. I'm a fan. Because when I did that to David Hayter, who was, he voiced Solid Snake, and God bless him. He let me talk his ear off, and he was such a nice guy. He also wrote the first two X-Men movies.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, he was literally the writer. He also voiced Captain America in the original Fox Kids Spider-Man. Yeah, he's a rock star.
He's gotten around. Yeah.
He was the nicest guy. He let me talk his ear off. I was going off on Nightcrawler, and he didn't give a shit. He didn't give a shit about Nightcrawler. He's just like, oh yeah, cool. You like Nightcrawler? Nice. He just let me talk about it. And I'm like, shit, I'm talking too much. I gotta go. And he's like, yeah, you're all right. And but with her, and I don't think she was trying it. I think she just kind of got a little uncomfortable because I was talking too much, like I am now.
Yeah.
And then the dude for me, but I think it's like you're talking to people all day too. But also,
Yeah.
you're getting paid like $50,000 to do that. So just fucking put on a smile, you fucking douchebag. But like at the same time, it's like I understand it because I just did this for 10 hours today, and I can feel it. But
Yeah.
it's like I also stick a smile on my face too, you know.
Right.
So, anyways, uh,
The
she
movie
is a
looks
sweet.
good.
She was a sweetheart though.
Yeah.
She was a sweet, and I don't think she meant to make that face. And maybe it's my own insecurities overthinking it.
Right. Well, and I think we'll see her again because the way they left Cobra Kai at the end of season 6 is she goes to Japan to go to school. I think somehow that will show up eventually later in one of the many reboot or not reboot spin-offs that they're planning. Um, from what I understand, like I mean, you're gonna follow the Miyagi-Do students across the world. Like it's just going to happen. This one Karate Kid Legacy is going to be the first one of again, I think 6 is what they said was planned. Um, and the Jackie Chan and Ralph Macchio together, like this is very, very cool, very interesting. And watching them train a student together. So, and some of the fight scenes that they showed in there, the brief clips of it, look like they're really well choreographed. It looks like it'll be a really good time. So,
Well, they're calling it Legacy because they're bringing Jackie Chan and Ralph Macchio together. So it's like, okay, Mr. Miyagi's legacy, kind of bringing them together, and this kid's carrying on
yeah.
the legacy.
Yeah,
So,
so we don't know how Jackie Chan knows Mr. Miyagi.
right. So that's what I'm curious about. Like, that was the whole thing, the whole complaint about that the Will Smith Karate Kid
Oh, yeah, right.
or Jaden Smith.
Jaden Smith, yeah.
We'll call it Will Smith. Karate Kid. What does this have to do with Karate Kid?
Yeah, he was learning
Um,
kung fu.
except for like he takes his jacket off and on. Um, it's like we're gonna do it differently.
Right. Yeah, well, so my daughter does karate in daycare right now. She's in the karate class once a week.
Well, tell her to just stop randomly hitting kids.
Yeah.
That's not my daughter just
Listen.
goes around hitting kids.
She doesn't. Oh. No, she's in karate, and then like at one point they had said it was taekwondo. I'm like, wait, is it karate or taekwondo? There's a difference here. And I'm like, I don't know if I trust these instructors anymore.
Uh-huh.
They don't seem like certified instructors of karate. Teaching my 3-year-old how to teaching my
beat people
3-year-old
up.
how to fight. Yeah,
Remember
she
when
likes
I
it,
found
though.
out that you were like a black belt
yeah.
and I thought we all quit at the same time? I think I made it to orange or yellow.
Well, that
And
was
then
karate. I was a black belt in taekwondo.
Mm, mm.
Different.
Joshua Jackson will be in it.
In Karate Kid?
Sadie Stanley's character's father.
Sadie Stan. Who the hell is that?
He's got to take what he can get.
Okay, Sadie Stanley
He had a pretty good career.
is a girl in it. Some chick in it. Some young girl in it. Shantae Renee Wilson. I don't know who that is. Aramis Knight. I was kind of looking up to see if like any of the Cobra Kai people were in it, and it doesn't look like it.
Yeah, and if they are, they're probably keeping it quiet.
Yeah,
Like I could see Johnny Lawrence making a cameo in there.
right. I do want to see like there's probably going to be like an after credits. Is what I'm thinking.
I'm sorry, it's called Karate Kid Legends, not Legacy. Karate Kid Legends. I'm stupid.
Oh,
Forget the last 20 minutes of this. Waste of time.
Done.
yeah.
But
We're
no,
just gonna
Karate
cut
Kid
it all
Legends.
out.
So it'll be but I could see I could see Johnny Lawrence showing up for a little bit. William Zabka, man, like I looked up his IMDb because I was like, he must have done other stuff since then. He really didn't do anything other than a couple of B movies since Karate Kid until he got to Cobra Kai. Like I was like, there's nothing noteworthy here. He was in what's that movie? Rodney Dangerfield, Back to School. He was in Back to School and he was a bully in
Yeah,
that
he's
too.
more of an '80s
Mhm.
bully type of guy. But you
But I
know
was
who
so
did do some significant stuff in like the '90s and a little bit in the early 2000s?
who's that?
Thomas Griffith,
Who's that?
Silver.
Oh, really?
Gary Silver. He did do a
Yeah,
couple
okay.
things throughout the 90s and stuff. Which I was like, this guy's a good actor. Where's he been? You know? But I guess he was like doing some, writing and producing the last 20 years.
Yeah.
But he was in a lot of stuff in the 90s.
Yeah. When
He was a vampire.
yeah, what God, I'm trying to remember. I'm trying to blank right now. I'm trying to blank on all of it. I don't know. I'm gonna get there. Somebody else go.
Well, anyways, one thing that I'm excited about, super excited about, like the most excited about, I'm about to blow it all, is they are going to make Zelda a trilogy. That's
Like
right.
the video game or the movie?
The movie.
I didn't know they were making it a movie.
Yes, and it will be a trilogy. I
Oh.
fear they will F it up
Oh yeah, I'm terrified of that.
because they will want to do their own thing. But I don't. Because it's like. It's not really a story game. It has a story. It has a great story, but it's more like here's the story and then here's the puzzle. It's a puzzle, more of a puzzle game. An open world puzzle game. It's been like that since the beginning.
I'm interested in the live action part of this because I would have thought they would go the same route as Super Mario. I thought they would have done it animated. Like they could do something really cool, but I feel like they're gonna over CGI it instead of doing like practical sets and effects.
Well, I mean, here's the thing. They had like a fan-made April Fool's thing like 20 years ago that looked really good.
Yep.
And a lot of times the fan-made stuff actually looks better than what comes out by the companies,
Yeah.
by the corporations. But like it can be done. I am afraid it will be Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Mm-hmm.
But this is a type of thing where you need a fan to take care of it.
Yeah.
There is no way around it. You need a fan to have care with it. Like you will be like forget Sonic the Hedgehog. Forget the outrage you had with Sonic the Hedgehog. Take Sonic the Hedgehog, and by the way, that backlash was glorious.
It was amazing.
You cannot like okay, we get it. Sonic the Hedgehog is like a kids thing, right? This is not a kids thing. This
No.
is you have to make this you cannot fuck this up. Like
It's going to be really bad if you fuck
you
this
can't
up.
Resident Evil this.
No.
By the way, the director of the new Resident Evil is saying that it's not like the old stuff. And you know what? Like people don't have expectations for Resident Evil anymore. In fact, I'm just like just quit with Resident Evil. The video games are perfect.
They're the greatest.
So
With Zelda, it's like I think you do need a film, but you can't fuck it up.
Yeah.
yeah. So I know that like I don't contribute much when it comes to the video games and the comic books in our podcast because I don't know a whole lot. However, Zelda was my favorite video game that Adam and Eric used to play when we were younger.
Mm-hmm.
And there was a TV show.
Yeah, I
It was
remember
a
the TV show, the
cartoon.
cartoon.
Excuse me,
Mhm.
princess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I loved that cartoon. So I'm actually excited
Even though
for
the
this
cartoon was
one.
nothing like the game, because Link
No.
would not act like that, but and he was
Well,
not in love with Zelda.
Okay, well,
But the
you know,
cartoon was fantastic.
It was great.
yeah, yeah, I love the cartoon. So this actually makes me really excited, and I will watch this. And my expectations now after hearing you guys talk will be low, so I'm probably going to think it's great.
So Nintendo is producing it, which makes me feel good because they would not produce anything after the Super Mario Bros. Movie from 1990 came out. They would not do anything. They said they would not sign over any of their titles, any of their Nintendo titles to make movies because they were just not confident that anybody could do it. The success of the recent Super Mario Brothers movie gave them a little bit of hope, and I hope that they're taking the same care to make sure that the right people are involved in it and have the right vision. So there is some hope for it from me, but we won't know anything for probably some time. But I mean, Zelda has always had one of the most fantastic. It's always had the most fantastic stories made for the games. I loved Ocarina of Time like anybody else who's got a pulse and has played video games before. I love Twilight Princess. That was a good one too. Um, Majora's Mask was okay.
No,
Didn't love it. Didn't love it.
Majora's Mask is the greatest of all time.
No, Ocarina of Time is the
The
greatest of all
goat.
time.
That's just false. That's just patently false.
It is
That's
not.
just the dumbest thing you've ever said.
Look, I get the appeal to you
Listen,
with it.
I
I
have
don't.
beaten Ocarina of Time more times than you've been alive, and I've also
I don't even know what that
spent
means.
more time in Majora's Mask than I've spent in Ocarina of Time. It's like you
I don't
wear
know.
these masks and you get these special abilities, and then it's like Groundhog's Day in Zeldaverse.
I know. You had to keep resetting time. It was annoying.
No, it's Groundhog's Day.
It was annoying.
And the more you like do stuff, the more you unlock.
I did not. I didn't love that one. I liked Ocarina of Time. That was my favorite.
Ocarina of Time.
Followed by Twilight Princess. I thought that was a great Zelda game.
Twilight Princess is fantastic. I'm still trying to beat Tears of the Kingdom because I stopped playing it because you have to go down underneath the Hyrule Castle to beat Ganondorf or
Mhm.
Ganon. I keep wanting to say Ganondorf because of Link to the Past. Um, and then I just started picking it up again, and it's like, damn, it's hard because I don't remember how to play.
Yeah. Yeah.
Apparently, I
Zelda's,
haven't played it since October.
yeah. Zelda's great. Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it.
But it is the second greatest series of all time.
Hmm.
What's the first?
Metal Gear Solid.
Nope.
Ask me what the third is.
What's the third?
God of War.
Literally don't know what that is.
I don't know.
I'm
I have
okay.
to give. I'd have to say Skyrim is probably number 3 for me.
Skyrim is in a series.
It's not a series. Okay, we're talking series. I thought you just meant games.
Elder Scrolls
Series.
is probably number 4,
Elder Scrolls is fantastic.
but that's probably purely because of Oblivion and Skyrim.
Yeah.
But the next one's got to hit it out of the park. Now, a lot of people do love Morrowind. I just can't get. I never was able. I know Morrowind is a cult classic. I just could never really get into it. It's just
Yeah.
it just does not appeal to me.
I still say Resident Evil is probably like the top series for me.
Yeah, Resident Evil's up there. Resident
Yeah.
Evil's definitely up there.
I think I play Resident Evil 2 more than any other game on Nintendo 64.
I'd have see. We can agree on that. Resident Evil 2 is probably, I'd say, one of the greatest of all time.
Mm-hmm.
Resident Evil 2 and Silent Hill 2.
Yes.
My two favorite horror action horror games of all time.
Yeah. They're great. Those are the best ones. I haven't played a
Although-
Silent Hill game in a long time, but
Although
Oh, I
Biohazard, Resident Evil Biohazard's right behind now because that really took me for a loop.
yes, that was good.
Adam, did I watch you play Silent Hill or did we watch the movie? I remember being disturbed by one of those.
Probably the movie.
I think so.
I don't think you ever watched me play the game. Yeah, you probably watched the movie, which was great. I think me and Rick we went to go see that together, didn't we, in college?
Probably.
I
Either,
think
either that
I
or the
was
second one.
Yeah.
I was very disturbed by that. There's a lot of, but there's other games you played that I've been pretty disturbed by.
Yeah, I play a lot of horror games. I'm going to this. I'm going to a convention in August with my brother-in-law. Flashback, I think that's what it's called. So we're at the Donald E. Stephen Convention Center. But yeah, I'm going in August to go see. It's like a big horror convention for like movies and games and stuff.
Ooh, that's fun. When in August? Maybe I'll join you.
I think it's like the first weekend in August.
That's Lala weekend.
It's
You
called
don't want to go.
It's called Flashback Weekend. It's August 1st through August 3rd.
Oh God,
Yeah. So
that's
I'm gonna
gonna be bad.
yeah. So I'm gonna go do. Well, it's in Rosemont. It's not in Chicago.
Yeah,
Devin
but
Sawa's
still.
going to be there.
Yeah, Devin Sawa is gonna be there.
Freddy Krueger's going to be there.
Yeah, I want to go meet Freddy Krueger.
Well,
That would be fun.
here's
If
the
I don't go
thing.
to Lala, I'll go.
make sure you bring cash
Yeah.
and, be prepared to
Good
spend
tip.
money.
That's
Like,
that was
I
kind
would-
of a vague
Yeah.
statement there, buddy. Be prepared for what? Do I need to bring condoms? What's going on?
No, you're gonna, Adam. Just create a savings account and start putting money in it, because these things bleed you dry.
I've been to cons before.
I'm just telling you.
I have a very limited budget, anyways.
I'm looking at this list.
I know.
I want to
Dee
look.
Wallace, she's a classic.
Uh-huh.
What is it?
Yeah.
Flash convention?
Flashback Weekend.
Oh, got it. Okay, I'm looking.
Yeah.
Oh, it's at the
I went
Hyatt
to a
Regency.
horror con earlier this year.
Because the Hyatt Regency. Oh.
That was fun.
Jeffrey Combs, the Reanimator, he's going to be there. Bruce Abbott. Where's he from? Yeah, I don't know. There's going to be a lot of good ones. There's going to be a lot of people from the Terrifier are going to be there, which I've never seen and I refuse to watch.
Yeah,
Yeah,
a
I've
lot
heard
of
it's scary.
people like that. When I went to a horror con earlier this year, David Howard Thornton was there, and he had the longest line.
Yeah. Well, like, is it... I want to know, because some of the clips I've seen look like they're pretty funny. Like, it's kind of, like, humorous. But then, like, I read the stories about what's in there, and I'm like, that sounds disgusting, and I don't want to watch that.
It's literally just like, yeah, it's literally just disgusting gore porn. And
Yeah.
that's why it's like, and I think we've had this discussion before. It's
We
like,
have.
for me, it's like, I love horror because horror actually has interesting elements. And to me, it's not, I like gore when it, like, okay, Evil Dead, I like the way they use gore.
Yeah.
It's satisfying. Evil Dead 2, I felt like it was humorous. When he puts them down by the basement, and then she pulls him in, and then you just see he's holding on to the legs,
Blood squirts
and there's
out.
just blood shooting out, and it's just hilarious because there's just
Yeah.
like an ungodly amount of blood, probably more blood that's actually in his body. And
Yeah.
it's just hilarious.
But, like,
And
you're
then-
still... I think you're still comforted in that movie, though, because you know that the main character, the hero, Ash, is going to be okay throughout that, you know? Like, the other ones are just... They're extra characters. They
Right.
can be... They can be sacrificed.
But even in the newest Evil Dead movie,
Yeah.
it's like there's blood everywhere. It's knee deep in blood, but it's actually satisfying. For
It is.
this, it's like torturing and trying to use torture to elicit emotion.
Yeah. It's like the
not-
It's like the Hostel movies, which I watched all of.
I did watch the first one or two Hostel, and one thing that sticks in my head is the eyeball sticking out and then the chick getting hit by the train.
No, yeah. There's that one. I watched. I think there was only three. There's probably more at this point, but I remember watching at least three of them. And the third one was strange because they go to like Vegas, and so it wasn't in Europe anymore. It's like they go to Vegas, and people are betting on the murdering, like what tools they're gonna use. It's like a gambling thing for like the elite. I don't know. It was really weird, creepy.
There
Do you
are
think
3
that these
hostile movies. Oh.
people are gonna be dressed up like the Terrifier movies, or do you think they're
No,
gonna be normal?
no,
Okay,
they'll be
because
normal.
okay, do you think that there's gonna be people there that are gonna be
Yeah,
dressed
there'll
up like
be.
that?
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, people dress up
So,
like.
so I think I'm out.
I'm not.
Um,
I don't play dress up with the rest of them.
it's more, yeah, I don't need to see a bunch of scary clowns running around.
Yeah,
I invited myself, by the way. I don't know if you picked up
that's
on that,
cool.
but now I just disinvited myself.
Well, even when I went to Comic Con, uh, somebody was walking around as Jason and literally pretending he was Jason. And then Reno 911 patted him down and took his butcher knife away. Or
I
his
don't mind
machete, not butcher
Machete.
knife.
it. My thing is clowns. I don't want to see clowns.
No.
I don't like them.
They'll probably be like killer clowns from outer space and stuff.
Yep.
That's a big one.
They're making a video game of
And the
that.
killer clowns outer space were pretty creepy too.
Yeah, they were. It's been a long time since I've seen that movie.
But there's definitely some Terrifier ones.
Yeah. There'll probably be some
Yeah.
Pennywise.
Yeah, Pennywise. So you'll definitely see some clowns,
Those-
especially in Chicago. Chicago's a big area. So like Indianapolis, it's a smaller area, so there's more room to breathe. Chicago,
Oof.
now you're
It'll
gonna
be
have a lot of
busy.
people. So you'll probably be running into people in clown suits and stuff.
Yeah, I think like that's pretty much my nightmare. So, uh, eh, maybe
I
make
mean,
other choices.
yeah. I mean, I don't know.
For my phobia, that wouldn't be good.
Sure, it would be tough for you. I understand.
Yeah.
Just suck it up.
No, I don't think you understand the fear that takes place. It's pretty
What do you
bad.
mean?
My fear of clowns.
Why don't you just do a little bit of exposure therapy?
Don't therapize me.
Just face your fear of clowns.
No, when Ray wanted to be a clown for Halloween, I was not happy. And she's 3.
Yeah, she changed and she became Sky from Paw Patrol, but I was a little
Oh, you
disappointed.
should have gave her a little knife. Had her run around as a clown.
It would have been great.
Just a little baby clown with a knife.
Yeah, she changed her mind between a few things. She wanted to be a ghost girl, she wanted to be a clown, and then she ended up being Sky from Paw Patrol.
Just,
Let me
I think
down.
that's the worst of all
You
3
afraid
of
of
them.
dogs?
Let me down.
No, we got to get her on the horror page.
She will. She comes in watching me play horror games sometimes, and she just like stares at the screen, and I'm like, yeah. She's like, what's that? And I'm like, oh, that's something trying to kill Daddy.
That's
Some-
exposure therapy.
yeah. Well, it's some asshole ghost. I don't know.
Oh, that's great.
Okay. Well, I think that just about wraps it up here. Any final thoughts? I know one thing I forgot to mention is John Wick 5 has been confirmed, and John Wick, I guess, I don't know. I guess I'm getting conflicting things. Either it's a prequel or John Wick's not dead. I don't know. John Wick should be dead by now. Who knows? But I love John Wick. If you haven't seen it, it's like, dude, you can't complain that, like, new product things don't get produced and don't see it. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Because it is an amazing series, and I love it. Um, but yeah, and plus there's like sweet fights and Keanu Reeves Like it's the one time where Keanu Reeves kind of stoic look really works.
Yeah.
Um. Anyways, any final thoughts?
No, I will try to watch more movies this week for you guys so I can keep up. That's my final thought.
Oh crap. You know, I'll talk about it next. I was going to talk about The Electric State because I did watch it. It was good. I liked it.
What's it on?
Netflix.
There's a lot of bad.
I'll talk about it next time.
About it. Let me look at that.
People said some shit about it, but it was actually a pretty good movie, and I mean it was fun to watch. It was humans going into the quarantine zone to fight robots, find this girl's brother. It was good.
Maybe I have to watch it. 16% on Rotten Tomatoes, 70% by audiences. So yeah, I'll watch it and we'll talk about it next week.
Yeah, it was a fun, chill movie. I really liked it. I mean, you know what, robots versus humans. It was good.
Yeah, I'll watch it. I started to watch it, but then I was too tired because I think it came out when I came home from Comic-Con, so I was too exhausted from hanging out with my good friend Michael Coulter and Tony Danza.
Yeah. Well, watch it. I think you'll like it.
Tony Danza signed my autograph and says, Angela.
Did he really?
Yeah. I think I weirded him out too because I think I talked too fast for him. Because I was excited. It's Tony Danza.
Yeah.
But he did say that he did talk about how he used to, Tupac Shakur used to like write him from prison.
Oh, really?
Like him and Tupac Shakur were like good friends, and he used to like write him letters from prison and stuff like that. Like,
Oh, that's cool.
that's crazy.
Where
And,
is
like,
he?
Man, he used to hate Andy Kaufman, but then like he appreciated him as time went on. And
I think most people didn't really like Andy Kaufman that
well,
much.
I think because Andy Kaufman was like in his own mind and really kind of pranking everybody,
Yeah.
and like everybody's kind of letting him do his thing, and he was like, why is he able to do his own thing?
Yeah.
And they're just letting him do it. And then he's like, why am I getting pissed off about this? It's actually pretty funny.
Yeah. It's a fair question.
It is.
All right, Adam, want to take us home?
All right. Well, thank you everybody for joining us today, and make sure to check us out on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. And we will see you next time.
Love,
Bye.
guys.